It's been an evolution over time, really has filled the void of what is expected and allows a bunch of professionals to come together and work together in finding the best solution for planning, preparedness, and of course response.
We're meant to be your resource and help you and make sure you get what you need, and then we train you to be responders. And we've had to deal with things. We have a boom reel, we have jet boats, we have the equipment list is enormous, and then we've branched out onto being able to look after things before they get to the spill. We have our wildlife units, we got decon, we got all those kind of things, and that's just branched out from what we are. We are looking after the whole picture.
I'm Scott Dion. I'm the President and COO of WCSS.
My name's Shannon Jarrell. I'm the Communications and Training Manager for Western Canadian Spill Services.
My name is Jonathan Schindelbeck, and I am the Chair of the Board of Directors for WCSS, representing CAP.
My name is Nolan Steinwand, and I've been involved with WCSS through different groups as a chairman and the executive subcommittee.
My name is Chris Labrie. I'm in the operations field. I work as a lead operator in the northern part of the province. I've been involved in WCSS for a number of years. I started off as just an attendee, go to the exercises and learn, and was involved as an alternate chairman for a number of years in Area D, and then I became a chairman, and I'm the executive subcommittee now.
Well, throughout the past 50 years, we've gone from individual companies being reactionary to spills to the formation of spill cooperatives. The spill cooperative we have today not only brings industry together, but also leading-edge subject matter expertise, such as spill responders, researchers, scientists, equipment manufacturers, so that we can deliver preparedness and training that's second to none. Well, the impetus for the oil spill cooperative model was actually a 1970 shipwreck of an oil tanker, SS Arrow, off the east coast of Nova Scotia. The year after that, we saw the development of the first oil spill contingency plan. It was a joint industry and government initiative. And then the year after that, in 1972, the energy regulator here in Alberta actually introduced new rules that saw the formation of the first oil spill cooperatives.
Had industry kind of perk up and realize, okay, well, it doesn't make sense for every company to have equipment, and it doesn't make sense for all of us to be doing training in silos. So they came together with regulators' support to work together to build these cooperatives that we have now.
And that really built out in a collaborative effort working with both their industry partners and the regulators to develop WCSS to what it is today.
WCSS was managed by Energy Safety Canada and its predecessor companies, PITS and Enform, up until 2017, when we formally parted ways, and we've been independently managed ever since. I think some of the most valuable lessons are that the most effective response is a collective initiative, rather than individual companies responding in isolation. When we can prepare together, when we can train together and share knowledge and resources, the outcome of a response is much more positive for industry.
Not everybody can do everything, and when you have a spill, you can't do everything. You need to have a team. You have to make sure that you've got the right people doing the right jobs, and help them. Be a resource. Something that I preach to everybody, that young and old, is and I've been involved in some big spills. Whether it's been a responder, equipment management, just delivering equipment, get everything that you possibly can. Know your resources. When you work in an area where you work at, and you should know your companies that can help you. Have your list available of have your ERP manuals. And another big thing is have a good working relationship with the regulators. Boy, to have a good relationship with them is second to none when something happens. When the big event goes down, it's real important. So, and then understand what the equipment is and what you have to do with it and what it can do for you. Your scenario can change with a blink of an eye, so be prepared.
So some of the most valuable lessons I've learned for spill response is training your staff, preparedness, and practice. We often focus on training the field and the staff, but we forget that, there's all the project managers and the management that also need that training as well. And just to really understand that command system and how to provide that effective spill response.
In very specific spill preparedness terms, what I have learned also is industry is committed to sticking to this solution.
Industry, I think, has certainly come a long way in understanding their responsibility to the response for when things go wrong.
Some of the critical changes that have taken place over time to keep industry ahead of the curve, just the leaps and bounds we've made in the training department. So where years ago we would have a co-op exercise, field-based, we would be setting up screens in community halls, but over time we've really refined it, and we have been able to work a lot more closely with subject matter experts to develop more of these training tools. So they're not just co-op exercises, but they're available to member companies and regulators and spill responders so that they're all speaking the same language.
But technology has come to our advantage. I've been an advocate of getting the WCSS app, and we have that now. And that's, I tell you, that's a necessity that everybody should have in their back pocket.
I think we constantly look at evaluating how we support our membership. And so some recent examples of that is we did an operational assessment, trying to make sure that we have the right equipment in the right places to support our membership. Also doing a control point assessment currently, and just making sure that, again, we have the right structures in place to support in the event of a spill response.
Also, having our volunteers go to conferences and bring back that knowledge from international experience, and bringing in different pieces of equipment that we have added to our inventory over time, just based on learning.
There are always things to take away from other response organizations, and I think WCSS does a good job at looking for those opportunities to integrate them in.
And so when there's opportunities like that, that's the whole purpose of our spill response organization, is to bring those opportunities back to our membership so we can support them in doing spill response in the most cost-effective manner. So if I could offer some words of wisdom, I would say train your staff, identify worst-case scenarios, prepare and practice, and have simple solutions that you can deploy quickly and effectively.
Companies that wholeheartedly embrace their responsibilities for spill response and preparedness, and those that actively plan, prepare for, and train for spill response are those that are going to be the most effective.
Train your people. Be prepared.
Get involved sooner than later, because by the time you have an event, you're past the point of no return. WCSS provides really hundreds of years of experience within its organization that is truly valuable, and you just aren't going to get it as a standalone operator. So that would be my advice, would be to reach out now while you can.
To offer some words of wisdom, get trained, get your hands on the equipment. It's there for you, and it's sitting there prepared. That is our job. That is our absolute function for our member companies, to keep that equipment in its state of preparedness.
It's actually a real privilege to be involved with so many dedicated industry professionals and to be able to facilitate that sharing of knowledge and resources that makes us all better.
I think being part of WCSS, what makes me most proud is that it's really a collaborative organization, has very good people attached to it, with very good intentions. This is about sharing and growing and doing the right thing. It's because of the people. Being involved with great people is the biggest reward for me.
We're in a good place right now, and I think we're only going to get better at what we do.
What's so great about WCSS is that we provide the public with that confidence that if a spill does occur, that we will do the right thing.
My background is more environmental management, and being able to bridge the gap between environmental stewardship and safe and forward-thinking practices by industry it really just makes this perfect blend of how I can do my job every day.
I mean, the future is bright for WCSS. I mean, we have a strong membership base. We have a loyal and committed volunteer base and staff and pool of subject matter expertise. And we're continually learning, and we're improving our techniques both for training and for equipment. And I think we're only going to get better as an organization and as an industry as a whole.
WCSS will continue to evaluate and adapt to the needs of our membership.
There's never been a more important time for the industry in Canada to collaborate and share best practices in order to demonstrate that we are the most responsible producer and shipper of energy products in the world. WCSS will continue to do our part to facilitate the sharing of best practices, knowledge, and resources so that our industry can live up to those responsibilities.